Good morning and welcome to another episode of Boomer's Banquet. And this episode, we're still reeling from the effects of the typhoon. So we'd like to make you feel good with the episode we're having today. And of course, it's not only a special episode with a really special band, it's a special birthday celebration for one of the members of the band. No? I'm talking about June Boy Leonor or JB Leonor. He's celebrating his birthday today. So invite your friends over and join the party here on on Boomer's Banquet. My name is George Boone. Bob Novales is with me. Bob?
Natawa ako kasi akala ko physical invite eh. Kaya June Boy tayo pupunta lahat. Rain check, June. Anyway, good morning, friends, and welcome to Boomer's Banquet. Unique yung banda when they came out and immediately humakot ng fans at saka naging legacy na for Philippine music. I'm talking about Tony Orlando and Don. The Don. At natutuwa kami at kasama namin sila ngayon. Now, pasa ko kay Teddy. Teddy Pereña.
May we ask the guys, paano kayo nabinyagang the Don? Kanina binabanggit ni Bob yung Tony Orlando and the Don. May kaugnayan ba yun? Wala.
It's our bandmate, si Teddy Diaz, had this religious icon. It's still here in my house. It had a name, it's called the Dawning of the Holy Spirit. So at first, the Dawning dapat yun, we just cut it short to the Dawn. And then of course we had other names, which I don't remember. I don't know if Jet does.
See, perfect timing na naman. The moment Jet.
Ibang klase talaga si
Jet shows up. Can you hear me now?
Talagang yung mga ano niya, no?
Is it better? Sorry, guys.
Galing timing. Ang ganda ng timing lagi.
Si Jet pala, stage right. In.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Better.
All right.
Now, the question was posed, Jet, ni Teddy kanina. Yung pangalan ng The Don, we tried to ask JB. So that's galing daw sa icon. I think part of the formation of the group and the name, kasali ka na rin yata dun sa input nun. Could you fill us in on that?
I think JB was still explaining something.
Yeah. At saka binanggit niya yung pangalan mo, kaya ka pumasok eh.
Yeah.
I mentioned that we had other names, which I don't remember. But this movie where the painting is tumatanda at hindi tumatanda.
Dorian Gray.
That's another name. Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray.
So, saan ang connection ng The Don doon? Dorian Gray dapat.
No. Yun yung nag-sale na name. We had other. Then of course we chose the Dawn. Which they said it was the dawning of the Holy Spirit. Yung ano yun. We just cut it short to the dawning, and then the dawn.
Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah.
And weren't you feeling uneasy about the connection between that and the Don from the earlier decade, yung Paya Yellow Ribbon?
Orlando.
Yeah, I was half expecting you to sing that or knock 3 times man lang. Ano?
Kandida.
Kaya
Meron kayong misgivings about sticking to the name kahit na may kapareho kayo?
Since we were in rock. My dad had that record. I would play it in an Akai, that Akai parang furniture sound system, and it didn't feel funny because pop naman masyado yung, di ba, yung
the Dawn,
and
right?
We're so back then talagang rock, punk, metal, and we mixed into one, became the Dawn. So I didn't feel any apprehensions or hindi daw na conscious na parang kind of close, di ba? No.
Ibang iba talaga eh, na? Ibang iba.
But speaking of Akai and the tape recording, open reel tape recorder, when we did that folk arts theater gig, yung I Stand With You had an Akai tape recorder right beside you, JB. What was that all about? Yeah.
If I'm gonna, maybe we're playing. Did we play Love Will Set Us Free? I guess.
Yeah.
Because
So you were triggering that.
No. It's a pre-recorded keyboard part. In recording, aside from playing drums, I would record keyboards for the band.
I see.
Okay. So since we didn't have a keyboard player in the band, and we management and kami, especially si Terry Diaz, because he passed away already in folk arts. Yung dream ni Teddy, power trio like Rush. That's what he wanted to sing. He really wanted to sing. Para tatlo lang kami. Then we added Jet. They didn't want to add anyone else. Wag na tayo. Let's not get anyone else. Let's keep it here in this family. This the four of us. So the keyboard part would be the tape recorder. I have to wear headphones to follow that. And all bands today, they do that today. Not only keyboard, they record everything. Even the drums and the guitars and the voice are recorded. You can just add another guitar part on top. Yes. All the top bands do that today.
That was much tougher back then, JB, dahil hindi pa digital eh. So,
yung
viewing
analog lahat yan eh.
We had a show in Ultra. The cameraman leaned on the reel. Nawala sa headphones ko, but the tape was spinning on the floor. So I was playing same song, La Bucera's Free. I was trying to signal him, but I couldn't stop because hey man, then he leaned back, the spoon, hinabol niya, kinain niya lahat ng tape on the floor.
Aray ko.
I was so worried. Baka we're not on sync anymore. I have to kill it. To save the song, I have to stop the tape. But once the tape got back, we were still on the spot. So the camera guy did that about 3 times on the song.
Pahamak.
Kaya lang I remember, I don't know if it's October Storm or Ultra Storm, I saw a keyboard player at the backstage playing with you. Was that Henry Toribio?
I don't remember.
Henry Toribio, yes. That was Henry Toribio.
That was Henry Toribio. Dan Henry, right? Yes. Oh.
Yes.
I saw him, sabi ko, anong ginagawa nito sa likod? Tumutugtog doon.
I can't exactly remember how he got hired. I guess connections siya ng Octo Arts because of Dan Henry, so he's pretty much
he's 20 minutes before takeoff, di ba?
20 minutes, right? Yeah. He composed that.
Malasa, hello. Taga-ABS News dati. Anyway.
Hey, man.
Israel. Hi, Israel. Hello. Wow. He knows the old stuff. Yeah.
So yun na nangyari doon. So that's why he was at the backstage playing.
Yeah, he played session keyboards. And I really think it was due to Bob Guzman, if I remember correctly. Because Bob Guzman was our producer for Octo Arts for forever. You know? So for as long as we were in Octo Arts, si Bob yung supervising producer. So I'm pretty sure that's the connection with Henry Toribio. May he rest in peace, by the way. Yes.
Yeah. But you guys brought rock to a higher level. Yung, let's admit it, no? Yung before you, rock was really raw. No? Very raw. And then here comes Enveloped Ideas with the operatic voice. Tapos medyo, yung ibang klase yung dating eh. And who came up with that concept? Weren't you apprehensive about getting into that?
The operatic intro, that's the classmate of Teddy in music school. What's his name again?
Pablo Molina.
Pablo Molina, yes. We were very, very experimental back then. Well, actually, even today, that's something you cannot take away from the band. So we anything that interests us in music, we'll try to add that flavor to a song, to add that flavor to a verse, or even to a refrain, whatever. For every record back then, me and Kiko will have a track na uso yung that machine. What do you call that? Fix a machine metal
yung
or
sequencer.
Something. Yeah, we as an experiment.
We had a borrowed Yamaha QY 10 or was it a QY 20? It was a pocket-sized sequencer.
Galing, yung and you never really somehow had apprehensions of getting it, going experimental and see what happens. Mga ganyan.
Our manager encouraged it, actually, Martin Galan. He tells us that just give me 3 singles, the rest is your playground. Parang ganun eh.
Okay. 3 singles, the rest, bahala na kayo.
Yes.
And and the funny thing is, even the rest became hits. Diba? It's not
Yeah,
only
back
the 3
then
singles.
kasi well, sa mga kaedaran natin dyan, including everyone in this box, dati kasi uso LPs, cassettes, people were more album-oriented.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
right.
you'll release singles, diba? But people would expect na after that single, you'll have more. And I think we were part of that culture of listeners and artists that we were interested in the album. At least sa at least sa genre natin, sa rock. We like to hear everything that Van Halen put out in one album, or what Rush put out in one album, or the Police. And I think it was the same with the Donne. So while there was enveloped ideas that was being played on radio, we had other songs that people were also listening to. And it was their personal hits kahit hindi naririnig sa radyo.
Pero papatungan ko yan, Jet. Kayo lang ang unang Pinoy na ganun.
Oo.
Nag-album oriented.
Nung
una, di ba?
Not for not for me to say, because there were I'm sure there were a lot of other releases, maski underground meron. But I appreciate that. Thank you for that. It was also part of our mindset na hindi kami gagawa ng isang hit tapos tapon na lang yung iba. Like JB said, it was the reverse. We have 2 or 3 singles, the others playground na namin yon. So we invested as much love and as much time to all the rest of the songs.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And how obscure they are now.
About your development, you were talking underground. You were talking. There are some underground bands. Did you start out in that Palanca underground bar, where Wolfgang and Razorback used to play?
No.
Sa Makati?
No.
You never did.
Our first gig, nung ako na yung lead vocalist, was in Roxy's.
Sa Roxy's.
Makati Up. Yeah, yung kay
Social
Mr.
talaga.
Camera.
Oh.
No, actually, ang kwento nun, Martin Galan, our manager then, had the brilliant idea of saan tayo tutugtog, di ba? We were unknown. Nobody knew us. We weren't popular. So, ang kwento ni Martin Galan doon, he cut a deal with the owner of Roxy's. Give me a night na pinakamahina mo. That's where we'll play. So he gave us a Wednesday night. I remember that because kinukwento ni Martin sa akin yun. That's how we got the venue. It wasn't really a live venue, George. Hindi siya talaga banda.
It was a bar.
It was
Basically a bar. Oh,
really small bar. Like 100 people, wall to wall na yun. Ganun siya.
But hindi siya for music, so naging music lounge siya because of you.
Yeah. Kasi ngayon uso na yung bar di ba? I mean, pre-pandemic, uso na yung mga bars na you can convert into an acoustic dive or joint, di ba? Wala namang ganun dati. It's either you're a live venue or you're not.
Yeah,
but
right.
Si Martin struck a deal with the venue na sige, tugtog kami dyan on a Wednesday night.
Low back.
Oo, kasi yung pinakamahina mong gabi. Bigay mo sa amin. So, that's how it came up to be. Yeah.
For those watching at saka listening, yung reference nila kay Teddy is not Teddy Perenya. Katukayo lang niya yung founder. Teddy TS.
Buhay pa ako.
Oo. Tinutugtog lang ni Teddy piano sa presinto pa.
Kala ko sa Madyungan.
Tama-tama yung setting niya, may katol pa sa tabi.
Bob, mag-hello naman tayo doon sa mga ang dami nag-ano.
See this guy Jesse. Hello Jesse.
45 pesos pa nun yung album, no?
Jonar
album daw. Sabi ni Jesse.
Yeah.
Jonar, yun, no?
Tapos yung si Jesse mentioned na Mirix was like the CBGB ng Pilipinas. We've been fortunate enough that before CBGB shut down, nakapunta when the first and only time the Dawn as a band went to New York around. We were there during. And what si Jesse said na Amirix is a CBGB of Filipinos. I mean, it's a legendary venue, right? Pero pagpasok ko, then I smell the toilet.
Yeah.
Shit. CBGB, ito yung Amirix ng mundo.
Exactly.
I mean, yung toilet was right behind the stage. And
The
then
stage.
It's like, don't touch anything dahil
You might get infected.
yeah, but it's a legendary venue, so
It had kami lang ni Kiko yung pumasok eh. I don't know why the other guys didn't want to go in. But Kiko and I entered CBGB and
yeah.
the first thing I noticed, there were bunk beds.
Yeah.
So you had guys in mohawks watching the band. Yung mga hindi nakiki-Islam, they were lying on the bunk beds with their mohawks sticking out.
That's scary.
Yeah, and it really,
It's shrine material eh. Parang shrine yan eh.
it smelled like toilet, but it was, legendary. So
Yeah.
Well,
what an experience.
Merix was like that, remember? In between sets, lahat ng tao nasa sidewalk. Because they couldn't stand the smell and the heat inside.
Yeah.
Yun ang ano.
Pero masarap sa Merix yung toko at baboy nila.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Hindi, tsaka, sabi ko nga kanina, masarap sa Merix, tuwing pumapasok ako doon, ako lang yung inaasikaso ng waiter. Ako lang yung naka-long sleeves eh.
Ito, may pera to.
Yun ang mga tipong magbabayad dito.
Kalahati pa lang yun. Boss, beer!
Pero naka-shorts ka, George.
Hindi, grabe yun. Sancho, ikaw, no? Of course,
Yes.
no? When the Dawn started, you were in high school.
Yes.
You were in high school. What turned you on with the Dawn? Envelope
Pero
ideas
si
ba?
Sancho, 10 years sa high school yan. Kaya,
Ayun. Sa Lasal ba pumapayag
we have
ka?
to make your high school so anong yun? Baka kung freshman ba siya or dahil kung freshman siya, medyo nakakatakot yun dahil syempre kaka-discover lang niya ng certain things.
Oo, di ba?
No,
Di ba? Ganon yun eh.
I was third year high school nung narinig ko yung parang demo pa lang yun sa RT nung Envelope Ideas. Tapos parang unang dinig ko, wow, ano yan? Sinong British band yan? It didn't sound anything like parang local bands have been doing. So parang, wow, sino to? Mystery band eh. Tapos, I mean, when I found out na the Don local, ang ganda ng tunog ng pangalan, imported eh. Tapos yung mga pangalan nila, Carlos Balcells, Jet Pangan, J. Leonor, Teddy Diaz, parang wow! Mythical yung tunog ng mga pangalan.
Di ba, Saj, we talked about this na yung the surnames nitong mga mokong na to unusual yung Balcells pa lang. Kumbaga from the thing. From the get-go, parang unusual, it's like Dave Grohl, for example. Grohl is not...
Iba.
Yeah, if his name was Dave Johnson, he probably would still be pero yung may parang Novoselic, Grohl, Cobain. Yun din parang, there's something about it. That's why when I saw my surname after joining the band, Reyes, parang walang kadating-dating.
Ay.
But ikaw yung everyman, di ba? Ikaw yung everyman doon. In fact, nung nawala nga si Teddy, pumasok pa si Sushi. Iba pa yun.
Matsuura.
Parang,
what continent are these guys from? Ay, Pinoy pala. Well, except for Atsushi, who's Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
Yung mga panahon nun,
deserves special mention si Jesse Mirandilla. Dala-dala pa yung mga album niya sa New Zealand.
Uy, okay.
Wow. Sana kami dala mo rin sa New Zealand.
Oy,
walang COVID dun
walang COVID.
Banggitin natin na si Tokayong Teddy Diaz, anak ng aktor na si Vic Diaz. Ewan ko si Jet Pangan kung kamag-anak si Chiquito.
Ako, yan na.
Yes.
Oh.
Kamag-anak
yung Jet.
pero distant.
Kamag-anak mo ba si Chiquito?
Yeah.
Distant relative.
Pangans are
Okay.
very...
Kasi the only famous pangan before you came up was Chiquito.
Kasi Papang, but Pangans are we're all over the place, but we're not really a big name like Reyes, a big clan or a big, what do you call that? A big gene pool of people. So connected lahat yan. But I'm not claiming closeness to Papang, but I've spoken to a relative of his or two, and yeah, we are somehow connected.
They used to live in New Manila, di ba? Doon sa mga 12th Street, mga ganon, mga 1st Street.
I don't know, but I know naging parang vice mayor pa yata si Chiquito.
Yeah.
But
I remember kasi I had a listener before sa LS pa noon eh. She claimed that she was the daughter of Chiquito. Tapos I was invited to a party doon sa bahay nila sa New Manila. May swimming pool. Unang tinanong ko, may buhaya ba dyan? Paano? That was the chismis that time. He used to take care of a crocodile.
yung anak ni Chiquito na babae, pangalan Bokol, di ba?
Bukol.
Okay, dito si Rock Fritz. Could any of you guitar players tell us about this?
Would you say that Terry?
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely, yeah.
Cakes, ikaw na mag-sound. Pero,
I've been fortunate enough that Teddy and I had because I was hanging out with the guys, of course, before his untimely pass, and we talked about guitars and all of these things. I remember one time the Dawn and After Image had a gig sa Los Baños, most likely UPLB yun. And then Teddy was like, so we were in the van. So on the way sa South Superhighway, shit, man. I mean, if you know Teddy, he's yung not features niya matapang, pati yung his personality, he's very, no holds barred si Ted's eh. Like, shit, man. Anong sasabihin ko, you might fucking punch me in the face and kick me out. So I could, and I was stammering. Sabi niya, no. Okay, what are your observations with my guitar playing? Sabi niya sa akin. Then I said, well, I noticed that you don't bend strings very much. Right? Yung runs niya were scalar and then he said, that's because I'm studying classical guitar, and classical guitar, obviously you don't bend strings with classical guitar, and the vibrato is sideways. It's along the string. You don't bend the string to get the vibrato. So and he actually said, I'm scared of bending strings. He actually said that.
It might snap.
which I kind of found a little funny. Then I was like, well, you just ganyan. But those are one of the elements that made his playing unique. You know what I mean? The thing is, when everyone kind of has the same references when it comes to playing an instrument, kumbaga, these are the things that you have to learn. These are the things that you have to do, etc., etc., etc. If we're not careful, we end up sounding like everybody else.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was a limit. But you can tell when he would play a guitar solo, every note had focus. Energetic player. Now, whether he was playing chords or single notes, may ganun, may suntok So that limitation, he turned it into an advantage. And also yung in terms of being a composer, ibang mag-isip si Teds. You go back to Susie, you go back to Living Seat, especially yung Susie, yung those are really weird angular things, right? The local guitar community, I mean, Don fans recognize Teddy's genius, and then the serious guitar players would go, "Ay, tunog lata, whatever." Ganyan. Those serious guitar players don't understand. Nobody sounds like Teddy, and that's the most important thing ever. I mean, we can sweep, pick, and tap and do all these things, but if we sound like the 10 other people who know that technique, what's great? You're a great
Identity.
the identity is very, very important, and that's something I think most. I get emotional about this because sakit ng gitarista yan eh, yung talking about technique and gear and whatever, and that's all well and good, but nobody wants to be brave enough to go, ano yung limitasyon mo as a player? Oh, I can't do this. But that's okay, because there's these other things that I can do, and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, masasabi mo na, well, that's me. That's my sound. And yun.
And
that's
one thing with Teddy kasi, when the Don plays on stage, it's not only Jet, Jet is the front man, but Teddy
was also, he was also the focal point. Yeah.
Is a spectacle in himself, di ba? Actually, everyone, si Carlos with his wala pang head yung bass niya, di ba? Yung maliit na bass, and he's a huge guy with a small bass guitar, no? Tapos JP,
can you say that again? He's a huge guy with a small bass guitar.
With a small bass guitar.
I hope you're watching this, Carlos. Hello in Bacolod.
Hey, he's gonna go, you guys.
And JB, is the only rock drummer na busog yung drum kit, di ba? I mean, it's all over the place. How many pieces do you have? No? Yung iba are satisfied with the single tom, a snare, floor tom, that's it. Ikaw, punong-puno eh. No? So how many pieces do you have?
It's 3 toms in front, even before. Before naging apat, but then down to 3 in front. So it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-piece drum set.
My God, can you imagine that? No.
I just added one tom.
Very good. No, and of course, Yamaha is your favorite now. It's your new drum kit. Right?
Yes. Even before, Yamaha is really my favorite.
Among the drummers in the world, who's your favorite or your idol or what?
Marami. Iba-iba eh. Like for rocks, the Led Zepp guys, Bonham. Then the time I got into fusion, Billy Cobham and
Cobham, right? Yeah, Cobham played here in the Philippines before together with Deodato. with Deodato. And
sorry, siya yung matanda sa atin, so he has to know.
Ang gitarista ni Cobham doon, sino ba yun? Yung magaling? Name escapes me.
I got into Cobham because I got into Mahal too. That big. When you say
John Tropea, George.
John Tropea.
John
Tropea. And then the drummer was Billy Cobham. Tapos si Deodato.
How old are you again, George?
Somewhere between this and that. No, but people couldn't even talk to Deodato that time because he was eternally on whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. Ang hirap kausap. Ganun yung kwento ni Yumir Deodato. Si Jesse Samson Mirandilla, number 1 sa akin doon sa cassette. Ba? Don Bosco. Yun.
Spell D-O-N, hindi D-A-W-N. Don Bosco.
Don Bosco. Hard rock. Lahat ng SM outlets. Circus. Yun pa, no? Galing.
Bahagi na sila ng kasaysayan.
Jet, ikaw. You're a vocalist, singer, performer. Do you find it difficult, migrating from the rock stage to theater to some other things?
Actually, I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. Shifting from here to there.
No difficulty at all. Paano kanina, when you weren't around yet, Francis was saying you were a jack of all trades. When he heard you first time in La Salle, he was shocked with what you can do.
Yeah, I probably did something to him that shocked him.
But you didn't have a small bass guitar.
No, I couldn't play bass if I tried back then. But yeah, it's enjoyable for me to do more than one thing. At the very least, I don't get bored doing one thing only. So I'm blessed na meron akong at the time, no? Again, pre-pandemic, merong theater, merong movies, merong solo performances. Because it refreshes me. Refresh button yun eh. So when I get back to playing with the band, with the guys, no, it's parang, fresh ulit, di ba?
But Lea Salonga was saying one time, and she demonstrated it, no, on video, the difference between your voice singing a pop song and then a Broadway song, iba-iba yung technique. Do you change your technique?
Yes, of course. A big part of that is the voice lessons that I took back in the 80s when Teddy was still our guitar player. At first, I was hesitant, but si Martin Villan, our producer, really bugged me. He sort of, twisted my arm to really do it because I can only improve. At the time, I was hesitant. Kasi sabi ko, rock naman to eh. Ba't ako voice lessons? That's for classical singers. That's for pop singers, not for a guy like me. But mind you, when I did take it, kahit 3 months lang yun, crash course, it opened the world of, difference as a singer na na-apply ko when I do these things, no, theater, rock singing, pop singing even, because it taught me things that I never would have otherwise learned on my own, which is technique, how to place your voice for this, how to place your voice for that.
And at the same time, you were able to take good care of your voice because of that.
Relatively, yeah. I don't have an abusive lifestyle, so lalo ngayon, di ba? There's a lot of time for sleep and rest.
So you never really got into those funny looking cigarettes and stuff.
I probably did, but curiosity lang. But it's never. It's never anything to punish my voice because yun na nga eh. Kasi kung drummer ka o gitarista ka, kahit may hangover ka, kahit paus ka, you can perform, but the voice is attached to you eh, to me.
Yeah.
Mapagod ako, mapuyat ako, malasing ako, dala ko yan the following day. It's gonna affect my voice for sure. So yeah, it relatively took care of it. Yeah.
So JB, are you telling me that if you have a hangover, you can still play 100%?
Yeah, even if I'm sick, we cannot cancel a
Really?
show. I've had shows that had a raging fever.
Really?
Several gigs now, my fever. I have to perform. But it only sounds really bad, but once you start growing, the fever goes away. You actually feel good.
Adrenaline na lang, eh, no?
Yes.
Carries you. Oh, somebody's watching from Texas. Berto Cabi Miguel brings back memories. Our idols missing CB as well. Of course, CB is Carlos Balcells. No? Very nice. Thank you very much. And Ace Manalo, among all the albums, which one was the longest to make? Okay. Anyone can answer that.
Well,
okay.
I can.
If we're talking
I
from
can
the first
mention-
album. Sige, Kicks, go muna.
Yeah, I can mention the album that was shortest to make, and that was the Abot Kamay album. We were, and I'm mentioning this because it's frustrating, because I think there were a lot of really good songs on there, but it's like the label said, you can only record, your budget is for 8 days. That's 4 days to record, 4 days to mix. Because we kailangan i-release to by the last quarter, by Christmas yata or whatever. Anyway, so minadali yung lahat. I mean, there's guitar parts there that are really sloppy. But anyway, kumbaga, okay, we had to meet the deadline. Because it turned out the album was released, I think, January or February the following year. So it's a source of frustration for me. That was the shortest recorded album for me, the dumbest reasons. Nakakahinayang lang because there were really good songs there. Sayang. Kumbaga, parang panganak pa lang ng mga kanta, kinaano na.
That is one album I would like to redo. Given the chance.
Why not? No, why not?
Longest naman for me, if I remember, was yung My Love Will Set Us Free. Ano yun? I Stand With You. I remember that.
With you, right?
That took long. That was Green Hill Studio with Teddy. That was the last studio album he did before his untimely passing. And I remember that took particularly long because it was a mix of arranging and rearranging stuff, and also the schedule that we had to keep. Yung mga gigs, ganyan. So I remember that because that album wore me out. Napagod ako. So yeah, in my experience, I think that was the longest to make.
The members, nung hindi pa kayo nalo-launch, nung nagbabanda-banda pa lang kayo, trying to get some gigs, were you ever a cover band?
Yeah.
No.
The Dawn, when we started, we had covers, but it was like only 20 or 30% of the set. We only played covers because kailangan we can't just go out there and play totally unknown songs because no one's gonna like us after, right? So parang kumbaga ano yun it's a come on, it's a hook to have cover songs.
So you were playing
Perfecto de Castro.
Si Perf. Oy, Perf. How are you?
Uy, sino yan?
What is this?
Sino yung perfecto na yan? Sino yan?
Diba, member ng Bone Thugs and Harmony yan.
Perf!
Another rockista, of course. No. Okay, so going back dun sa sinabi mo, Jet, no? Of course, nakalimutan mo na yung sinabi mo.
Nakalimutan ko yung sinabi ko. Oh yeah, it's a covers, yeah. We never played more covers than originals.
You were playing the Police, I suppose.
Oh yeah. We selected songs. With Teddy kasi, at that time, no 80s, everybody was playing the Police. From R&R to Rage to name it, all the popular bands. So, pipili kami ng kanta ng Police na hindi pa masyadong tinutugtog. Tsaka yung kaya naming tugtugin. Yeah. And something I could actually sing because the Police songs, mataas diba? Sting, really.
Baklase yun, right.
So we did songs like Driven to Tears, yung mga ganon, yung mga hindi masyadong tinutugtog ng mga banda.
Album cuts talaga.
Album cuts, yeah.
But a lot of people liken you to U2. They say you're the U2 of the Philippines. Ayan, the pure U2. Ganyan, sabi ni Ace.
Hi, Ace. Hi, Ace.
Hi, Ace.
Kiko is light Ace.
So do you think that's an appropriate description of the Dawn, the U2 of the Philippines?
Siguro kaya lang kami tinatawag na gano'n because we did play quite a number of U2 songs. To this day, kung magkagig kami ngayon, we probably play a U2 song. No? And
si JB nagpa-piano doon sa Sunday Bloody Sunday and New Year's Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, back to that U2 topic. I think during Teddy's time, if we hear other bands doing whatever, like Police, like R&R did, and other Tisoy bands were doing all the Police, we would avoid doing Police. Kaya nangyari ngayon, we all end up with U2 songs because it's the only band that hardly other bands would play. So, naging puro U2 na. Because I love the Police. The other bands didn't do the Police. Puro Police yung songs namin, the cover songs.
It's the same thing with it's the same thing with Tears for Fears. We love Tears for Fears.
Yes.
I personally love Tears for Fears, but Noong 80s, everybody was playing.
Yeah,
Yes.
parang unbox yun eh,
Out.
lahat eh. No?
Oh.
Litong manok.
We're not being we're not being snobby or anything, no? Pero syempre, pag tinutugtog na ng iba, overheard, overplayed, di ba? So, but we were, to this day, I'm a huge Tears for Fears fan. No? So later on, di ba, we would play Tears for Fears actually in gigs.
And
Yeah.
Johnner was saying, Rain in the Summertime, you played that, the alarm.
Oh,
Wow,
yes,
Ethereal
Jonar.
Rapture. Shit.
Ano yan, stalker ba yan
Love-
si
we
John?
love that song.
Stalker yata yan si Johnner eh, no? He knows everything about you guys.
Yung The Alarm kasi was like, U2 Light.
Correct.
Diba? So, we love The Alarm as much as we love Bono and U2.
Siguro budget U2.
The budget too. Kaya lang, JB, yung police, grabe yung mga drum riffs doon, di ba?
He was my idol.
Wow, galing
Yes,
nga.
Copeland.
Stuart Copeland, yeah.
Stuart
Galing,
Copeland.
galing talaga.
Galing.
I think
very
si John
unique,
Boy, John Boy at that time had the reputation of being the Stuart Copeland ng eksena. I remember that dahil medyo nagkaabutan kami in college. So active na yung The Don, and then when he would be walking around campus, kami ng mga classmates, "Oy, yung drummer ng The Don, tunog Stuart Copeland yan." And you could hear some of the some stylistic things that were Copelandish. So to our ears, Copeland si John Boy at that time.
Did you study drums or classical drums or?
I had training in piano, classical piano. That's my start talaga. That's why I became the default keyboard player when The Dawn was just starting. Drums, I just learned on my own.
Really?
Even today, ang daming stuff online. It's amazing online now. Information available.
Gusto ko lang sabihin, si Kiko, mukha talaga siyang DJ. Mas mukha siyang DJ sa'yo ngayon, George.
Oo nga.
Kiko.
Ako DJ na eh.
Parang si Mr. Cariñoso si Kiko.
I'd like to donate this song to you.
Si George parang incel eh. Parang ano eh.
Si George, parang
Parang
late night eh.
Parang
Parang Dr. Love eh. Parang gano'n.
Oo.
Tapos may naka-inset na nagagano ng sign language.
Napapasaya mo ba ang asawa mo? Gantong gawin natin. Yun yung una. Sa ating love notes.
Yun. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Mga ganun.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay. Jet was telling me, ever since the pandemic started, this is probably the first or one of the first gatherings of The Dawn as a complete group, except from one, of course. No. And I'd like to thank you guys for giving us that opportunity to showcase you in Boomer's Banquet. Okay, final words because it's almost noontime. Let's start with the birthday boy.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for the birthday greetings. Thank you, everyone. Susunod.
Susunod. All right. Susunod, concert na yan. Sigurado. What about Sancho?
Sana sa susunod live naman kasama kami face to face. Kasama kayo.
Yeah. Oo. Sige, we'll make sure of that. Okay, sa first concert nyo, live concert, Boomer's Banquet will be there. Para diba? Para mas maganda. What about Kiko?
Rin yung birthday celebration ni JB doon na rin.
Drinks will flow, I promise you that.
Good. Ayun, that's all we're asking for.
Yeah.
What about you, Francis?
Thanks for having us on the show, and we're all wishing for. I mean, it's gonna take a while before this pandemic is over. It's gonna take a while before most people get vaccinated. So at least man lang sana, mag-ease man lang ng konti. So we can get together, even if it's a small bar gig na may social distancing, that's the most that we can realistically dream about, right? So sana hopefully that that will happen soon, hopefully. But in the meantime, I think let's all keep safe.
Yeah.
And someone asked about my new show, yung Toaster Roast. We have a Facebook page, just type Toaster Roast, and if you see logo na Toaster Roast in rainbow colors, that's it. That's the show. We're on every. There you go, Arman Bernabe. Maraming salamat. Yeah, just click on that link, everyone. If you want to send a demo of your music, along with your social media links, the address is demo.toasterroast@gmail.com.
Parang ano, that reminds me of our project before, Francis. Parang ganyan yan. Diba?
Yeah.
Good.
And
Good
Kim
job.
Marvilla is my co-host, so she was also part of that last thing that we did together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, very good. And hopefully nga, no, yung next gig, kahit may social distancing, wag lang sa Sagiho. Kung may social distancing sa Sagiho, mga 5 lang ang manunod sa inyo.
Actually, yeah.
Ganun kalaki.
Diba?
70s bistro man lang. Yung sa 70s bistro, at least we can probably with social distancing, mga 20-25.
Oh. Of course, Jeff.
Yeah. May nagtanong, yung talaga naman, if it's a love song, yes, it's a love song for the Filipino people. Matagal na tayo may hinahanap, di ba? Naghahanap tayo ng kapayapaan, naghahanap tayo ng, better life for everyone. And I think that song stands because yun pa rin ang hinahanap natin. And we just hope that everybody stays strong, especially in these times. Sana we can really define for ourselves what unity really is. No matter which side you're on, we're all Filipinos, and so sino-sino ba magtutulungan, di ba? Hindi tayo.
Right.
And Ricky of the NBI, kilala niya yung mami ko, si Mami Ochi. So hello to you, and hope you also stay safe. And I have a YouTube channel, the Jet Pangan channel. I have Jet's Talk Show sort of on podcast and in YouTube. Guest natin si Sir George Boon din dyan. And to all the fans of the Dawn, thank you for staying fans of the Dawn, even if we are in our own little boxes right now. So God bless, and thank you, Boomers Banquet.
All right. Thank you very much. Teddy Pereña, not Teddy
Yes.
Diaz.
Very significant yung guesting ng Dadon. Kasi figuratively and literally, kailangan natin ang bukang liwayway o ang Dadon. At bago tayo magwakas, paalala ko lang ulit yung ating BioFresh socks at BioFresh underwears, antimicrobial, feel the lambot, at smell the bango. Salamat po.
Okay. Kaya pala,
Okay.
kaya pala eh. Yung underwear na pinadala mo sa akin, sinusuot ko sa paa ko, ayaw kumasya. Maluwag. Kaya pala, Mario. Bob.
Ingat ka lang, George.
Ng instructions.
Ingat ka lang, baka ipangmumug mo pa yung Anyway, gentlemen of the Dawn, maraming salamat sa inyong pagsama sa amin for today. At saka, alam ko napakahalaga ito sa mga nakikinig at nanonood sa atin. Just a breath of comfort para sa kanila, and the feeling na nandiyan pa kayo at marami pa kayong tutugtugin ay nananatili sa kanila. Salamat at tayo'y may pinagsamahan.
Very nice.
Right. Lord, pahabol lang. Nag-text si Roy Ordiales ng Design Makati. Bukod daw sa shirts, gumagawa rin sila ng umbrellas tsaka yung mga eco bags.
Yun. At saka kotse ka mo, gumawa na rin siya para We don't mind. Jet, you were gonna say something also?
I don't know. Nothing. Peace out. Rock and roll, man.
All right, very good. And we'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. Those who are part of the Dawn group on the internet, very nice. Thank you so much. We hope you keep on following Boomers Banquet as we go along. It's a nostalgia show every Saturday. Kaya nga umaga namin ginagawa para you start your weekend with a very nice and comfortable feeling. I'd like to thank Serie, of course, restaurant, and Audiophile, of course. And who else? All of
Alin
you.
pa rin. Tita
Alin
pa rin
ba?
pala.
Tita pa rin sa Sumanlatik. And of course, we'd like to thank the Dawn. Thank you for this opportunity
Thank you,
to
guys.
have you.
Thanks.
And
For
you
the
very
benefit of Dio Cruz,
Mhm.
hindi naman sila naghiwalay. So,
Oo. Hindi
Yan
hindi
na
sila
nga.
naghiwalay. Ayun. Hanggang ngayon, So that's it. We'll see you again next week. Of course, special thanks to Jet also for guesting in my master class. So nag-ano kami,
Yeah.
exchange deal eh. I guested in his show. He guested in my podcast also. Thank you for that, Jet.
All right.
And-
It's
All right, we'll see
And,
you again
I'm
next
going
week.
I'm going to ask you, Ren, one of these days for my show, because we
All
need
right.
expert perspective on these on new music. So
Sige,
yeah,
let's
I
do
will
that.
contact
Let's do that.
you.
All right. Thank you, Kiko. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
Good night and God bless. Ad Maiorem Dei Gloria.